Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to create this dynamic data entry system. Okay, so basically, as you can see, this gives you a spot like for you to enter the name of your customer. So you can actually modify this to fit what you want to achieve. Okay, so this is just like an example to show you guys how this data entry system works. Okay, so for this you can have a customer name, the phone number of your customer, probably the gender. So just you enter the fields you want to have, the fields or the information of your customers that you want to save here. Okay, so maybe their names, their phone number, the product they purchase, the exchange. This is just like a crypto data entry system. Okay, so um how does this work? Okay, how does it work now? How it works is is actually very straightforward. Okay, you come here, enter the name of your customer, enter their phone number, pick their gender, pick the product they purchased from here. So okay, and then pick the exchange you are using for your transaction, then probably the country of your customer, then the amount they bought in dollars, and then you can save entry. And anytime you save entry, everything you have entered here will be saved into a table like this. Okay, so I'll be showing you guys how to do all of this. All right, so let me demonstrate how it works. So suppose my customer name is Charles, for example. Say Charles, I have Charles phone number is can you see that now? Now if I delete this, there's no entry there. This will be hash. Okay, and then immediately I enter something, immediately I enter data for the customer name, it becomes green, and then it marks it for me to show that something has been entered into that cell. Okay, and then for my phone now, the phone number, for the phone number of the customer now. Okay, so for the phone number, just add any number you want to add. As you can see, it becomes green. Pick is our agenda. Okay, pick any gender. So for this, I'll pick male. Then for the product you are selling, just click on the drop down and select the product you want to enter. Okay, so for this, I'll just pick Bitcoin. Then the exchange, probably let's say Binance. Okay, and then the country now, the country of your customer, enter the country of your customer, let's say USA, and then the amount the person bought in dollars. So let's say person bought $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. Now immediately you click enter. All right, this becomes green. That means you have provided all the information that are needed. Now you can go ahead and save. Okay, so you click here to save entry. Once you save entry, everything is gone. The form becomes blank again for you to enter new record. And immediately you come here to the saving sheet, you can see that what you have entered has been saved into your like probably your table. This is like the database now. Okay, so you this is the entry form. You enter here, you save the entry, and then it will be transferred automatically here for you. Okay, so guys, that is what you'll be learning in this video. Okay, so let's get straight into it. All right guys, so as you can see, make sure you do this. Just type in the fields you want to input. Okay, the name of the customer, and then you also make a list of your products. Okay, you can add as many as you want to. You can also go ahead and add the exchanges. All right, or whatever you want it to be. Okay, just add as many as you want there. Right, so the next thing to do now is, okay, I will rename this sheet. I'll call this entry form. I'm going to add another sheet here. This one will be for, so let me call this one the uh data table. Okay, so this is where I want everything to be saved. Okay, so the customer name, all right, the customer name, the phone number, the gender, like that. All right, so let me zoom this in. So the customer name, all right. So let me speed this up. Right, so after you add the headers, all right, you can select it, and then you convert it to a table. Okay, so you can select as many rows as you want to, but for the essence of this video, I'll just show you something simple. Okay, Control T, table as header. So you convert it to a table and pick any table style you want to use. All right, so this is where whenever we save any entry here, it will be added here. All right, so that is why I've created this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now is, as you can see, what I did here, what we have here, I showed you that, if you have not entered anything here, okay, so this will be of this color, like just ash color. Okay, but if you enter any entry, it becomes green. Okay, and then it gives you a mark here. Right, so guys, let me show you how you can do that. Okay, all right guys, so to do that, make sure that as you can see, I already did merge and center on. I picked two columns, all right, so that there'll be enough space for you to enter what you intend to enter here. Okay, so merge and center for all of them, merge and center. Okay, and then the next thing we'll do next is to apply conditional formatting. Okay, so to apply conditional formatting, simply come to your home tab. Over here, conditional formatting, I click on new rule. No, yes, new rule. Okay, so once you click on new rule, okay, now let's go with this. Come here to highlight, because we want to highlight this cell. Okay, so you come here to highlight cell rule. Okay, come here to more rules. Okay, so we want to format this cell based on the cell value. Okay, so anytime the cell value is blank, okay, blank, we format it, give it a particular color, which is the fill. All right, we want the fill to be something like ash, like this, something like this. All right, then you click on OK, click on OK. See what we have, because it's empty now, so it's ash. So I'll copy this formatting. I'll click on this cell now, come into my format painter and give the same formatting to this, all right, and this. Okay, so for anytime there is nothing entered, there will be ash. Okay, then if there's any entry on them, they become green. Okay, so let's see how to make them green anytime there's an entry. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. As you can see, what we have here, if you enter any entry here and you click on enter, it becomes green. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. All right, now we don't need to do that for the gender for here now, because for the gender we are basically going to be selecting. Okay, we are selecting from any option here. Okay, so we are not typing in anything, so we really don't need to add any kind of formatting to that, so I'll just remove that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see how we can make the entry. Sorry, this has been removed, so let me add back the margin center. Okay, now let me now show you how we can make our cells green anytime there's an entry. Okay, so you don't have to use green, you can use any color you want to use. All right, but for me, green kind of looks okay, because it shows that there is now an entry there. Okay, so but you can format your work however you want it to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and see how to do that. So to do that, it's just the opposite of what you have done here. You know, for this one, you chose blank, all right? So we basically go ahead and do the opposite. For whenever the cell is not blank, then the color should be green, okay? So how do we do that? You click on the cell. Once you click on the cell, you come over to conditional formatting again. Highlight cell row, okay? Come here to more rows, okay? This time around, we are formatting the cell for anytime it's not blank. So you select no blank, okay? No blanks. Then you go ahead and format it. Now pick any green color you want to use, okay? You can pick any color, any green that suits you, okay? So you can pick any one you want to use. All right, so I just go with this. All right, this is okay. Then you click on okay. All right, click on okay. Now I'll also copy that format now, paste it here, give it here, and give it here. All right, now let's test it. Anytime it's empty, consider that it's still color ash, okay? Still it's kind of like gray color. Now, but once you enter anything, it becomes green, okay? It becomes green. So to show that there's now an entry there, but if you go ahead and delete this, you can see that it turns back to ash, okay? So the next thing we're going to do now is I will show you guys how to add these marks, these check marks. You know, anytime you add something here, I click enter, you can see that there's a check mark here showing you that was yes, something has been entered. All right, so how do we do that? So basically it's not difficult. What we do is simply, let's go back to our sheet and then show you how to do that. So guys, to do that, to as I was saying, to do that, it's basically a font. Is a font in Excel called Wingdings. Okay, so now for Wingdings, now if you type in a letter, all right, like this, you type in a letter and then you come here to select it. Let me search for it from here. Wing. Now this is the font here. Yeah. Now you can see that it will change the letter to a symbol. Are you seeing that? Now we are going to be working with this. So for any letter this was letter A, all right? In Wingdings, this is letter A. If you type in letter B, can you see that this is another symbol? But for our sake here, for what we want to achieve, we'll use letter P. So it is letter P that will give us this check mark in Wingdings font. Okay, so I'll come here. Now we have to use conditionals. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use my if function. If the entry here is blank, if it is blank, okay, then if it is blank, don't return anything, just let this cell be blank. But if it is not blank, then return a letter P, okay, a capital P. Click enter. All right, you can see that right now it's blank. That's why nothing is showing here. But once I enter something here, you can see that letter P is now showing here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and copy this formula, paste it here, here, and here. All right, so enter anything here, you see that letter P is showing. Okay, enter anything here, letter P is showing. Okay, so but I don't want this to be just letter P. I want this to be Wingdings 2. Okay, so I'll come here and change this to Wingdings 2. Okay, Wingdings 2. All right, click enter. Can you see that? Copy the formatting from here. I'll give it to this, and this. All right, so let's test it. Enter anything here. You see what you have. Can you see that? It's working fine. All right, so can you see that now? So I'll remove this because that's not what we want to have there. All right, so but basically we've achieved what we want to achieve here. Now the next thing is to bring in this list. Now the reason adding this list because sometimes, right, when you are doing data entry, to reduce errors, we use what is called data validation. Okay, now, and the reason is because sometimes, if let's assume you are typing this in by yourself, it's possible you can make a mistake of typing Bitcoin like this in one entry. You can go ahead and type it as this Bitcoin, probably with a sorry, maybe Bitcoin with a space in another entry. Now, if you give your, probably at the end of the day, you want to analyze your uh, available data. Okay, these two will appear as two different things because this is Bitcoin, this one is Bitcoin without space in front, and the second one here is Bitcoin with space in front. Okay, so to avoid these kind of things, that is why we use data validation. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to come here to add my data validation. Come here, data validation. All right, I don't want any value to be there. I just want a list. Okay, I'm not ignoring blanks. Okay, so that should also be a cell drop down. And then I'll come here for the source, click on this arrow and select this. Okay, that's what I have, and then click on OK. Now I can click on the drop down now and then can select any products you want to select. Okay, so this is not a product, so this is just telling you to select products. So this is what you select, pick one of these products. All right, as you can see now, anytime for any time there's an entry here, there'll be a mark here. Okay, so I'll reduce this a bit to something like this. Can you see that now? Now what next do we need to do? So we also go ahead and do the same thing for this data validation. I want a list. The source now is from here. Okay, and then you click on OK. So if you have a list of country that you sell to, you can also go ahead and add it here. Okay, but if you don't have a list, you can just type it in whenever you want to type it in. All right, so what is the next thing to do now? Let's see how far I've gone from here. So as you can see, okay, now we need to add these buttons for the gender. Okay, so go ahead and add the buttons. Let's see how to do that. All right, so to add the buttons for this, okay, but something escaped my mind. All right, so to, if you look at this, if you look at what we have in this completed one, once you click enter, you can see that this also becomes green. Okay, so let's add that to our work too. Let's see how we can do that. You simply come here, all right, and also add your conditional formatting. Okay, highlight 0, more rows. So if it's no blank, then we want to format it to be a thicker kind of green, something like this. Okay, can you see that? Okay, all right, so once you enter something, yes, that's it. Can I even make it bold? Or I can make it bold and probably make the font white. I think that's what I did there. All right, so you can format it to whatever you want yours to be. Okay, I'll give this formatting to this, and this. All right, so now what next? Now what do we do next is to add these buttons, these form control buttons. So you come here to your developer tab of your Excel. All right, so you come here to your developer tab. All right, then you come here to insert. You see form controls, so I'll select this, then I'll come here and add it here. Okay, and you see what we have here. You can add it here. So you can expand it. You can see that we have a option button 2 or something like that. Then I'll delete this. Once I delete this is what I'm going to do next. Okay, hold your control key, click it. So I want to reduce this. All right, and then go to my home tab. Then so I'll put in the first one, which is mail, and then maybe tab for space. No, sorry. Then come here for space, add female for the second option. So you can add as many options as you want. All right, so let me hold my control key, select this, and then I'll let me add space. Sorry for this. With my control key, drag it. So you're going to select the button. Make sure you hold your control key so you can see it. All right. Okay, I think it's here. I don't want it to be here yet. So I want to, yes, so I want to do with your control key. Let it cover for all of this. Then I'm going to drag this up to here. Can you see that? Okay, and then I'll drag this. So this is showing me that this first option is for mail. Okay, so hold my control key now and drag. Okay, so I can have that one for female here, and that is it. All right, let me give some space between. Okay, so give some space, then hold my control key and drag. No, not like that. Bring it closer here. Okay, then drag it. No, carry it here. Now drag it. Good. So this is what I want to have. Now the next thing to do now is we'll try to link this what we have here. Okay, we'll link it to a particular cell. So you right click on this, click on format control, then cell link. Now select any cell here. Let's say I'm selecting this. I click on OK. So as you can see this now, if I select male, 1 means I'm selecting male, 2 means I'm selecting female. Okay, so anytime this cell is 2, it means I'm selecting female. Anytime is male, selecting. So you can add as many options as you want here, right? Okay, so that is basically it for this form control. Now what next do we need to do? Let me see what next we need to do from here. So we've added, okay, we've done this, and we've done this. Now we need to work on this button, our save entry button. Okay, now let's see how we can do that. Now you see that the save entry button has a different color. Right now it's not a tick green, so it will become tick. That means you can only be able to save after you have selected or after you have entered values to all of these. Okay, so let's add anything here. Then let's say add anything here. It is after you have entered data into all the fields that this becomes green for you to be able to save. Okay, so how do we do that now? How do we do that? To do that, let me show you how you can do that. All right, so let's come over here, then I'll show you how you can do it. Now guys, to do that, right, to work on that save button, we need to do some little manipulations. Okay, but it's not that difficult. All right, so what we're going to do is as you can see, so let's enter some things here. All right, let's say you're entering Charles, then let's enter a number here. Okay, now I already told you that for this, if it is 2 female, it's 1 male. Right, add anything, select any exchange from here. Let's say Binance, let's say Ghana, this country, sorry, Ghana. Then add any amount you want to enter here. Let's say $7,000. All right, now this by now should enable us to save. Okay, now how do we go about this? We'll come here, I'll link this to this. Just follow my steps. Link this to this. Sorry. Then I'll link this. Now the next one is for the gender. All right. So for the gender, I'll use my if function. If this is equal to 1, that's male. All right, male. If false, if not, that's female. Okay, female. Sorry, female. Click enter. So currently is male. So if I select, it becomes female. All right, then this should be equal to this. The next one is for the exchange. The next one is for the country. Oh, sorry. If you can remember, this is in when this cell, that cell is what I used to show you the maintenance form. So I just go ahead into calibrate. Okay, equal to Ghana. Sorry. It should be calibrate. Okay, then equal to the amount that is here. All right, now you can see that we must have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So these 7 entries must be available before our save button can turn on to green and then enable us to save. If it's not up to this number of entry, then don't allow the person to save. Okay, so how do we go about that, guys? Let me show you how you can go about that. So it is not difficult, it's quite straightforward. Just follow my steps. Okay, so just come here. Once you come here, or probably you can add as much space as you want. But for me, I want to put the save entry button here. So let me do merge and center for here. So merge and center, then type in save entry. Okay, or you can just use save record, use anything you're okay with. Then let's format this cell such a way that highlight cell row, more row, oh, all right, sorry about this. We don't have to do it from here because we have not added a condition yet. Okay, we just want to add a few color. All right, so any just a random few color. Okay, so you can come here for the few, pick any color you want to use for that. So the one I used for the other one is something light green. I use something, maybe something like this. Okay, yeah, maybe we can just use this. Okay, so use any color you want to use. All right, so now save enter, and then for the font you can also use any font you want to use, and then can we make it bold? Okay, so now we want it to turn to a thick green and then enable us to save whenever all of these entries have been provided. Okay, so to do that, we simply use our count function. This should be 7. Okay, so anytime this is completely 7, then we are good to go. Then this can turn to green. Okay, to thick green. Okay, so I use my count function, count all function. So count this for this one. I'll pick it from here. This, yes, that's all. So if you count it now, you can see that 7. Okay, so whenever this is 7, then this can become this can turn to thick green. Okay, so let me show you guys how you can go about that. All right, so we basically use conditional formatting. Okay, so I'll show you guys how you can do that now. Okay, all right, so let's add conditional formatting now. Okay, so you just come here on this cell. Okay, so you're on this cell now. Come here to your condition. Before you do that, we already have the formula here. Copy the formula. Okay, sorry, because we want to format that particular cell based we want to format this cell based on this formula. So come here to conditional formatting, highlight cell row, more rows. So use formula to determine which cell to format. Come here, I'll paste it. If it is equal to 7, because it must be 7, then I can now go ahead and format it to the color I want. So just pick any color you want to use. Actually, pick any color you want to use and click on OK. Alright, click on OK. Click OK. So this is green because everything is provided. Now, if I go ahead and delete this, you can see that this is gone. Okay, this is the green color is gone. Okay, but if it is back, it's there. All right. So now the next thing is to make it clickable. All right, and then but there's something you can also do. If you can see what I did here, it kind of look like it's popping out. Okay, like it's popping out. Like I added a sorry, I click on it. So I formatted this in form of a picture. How can you do that? It's not difficult. Just come here. Once you come here, you can probably let's move this away from here for the meantime. Let's cut it away from here so that we can move it down. Maybe we can move it somewhere here. Paste it. Okay, sorry. It should be somewhere around here. Paste it somewhere around here. Now, once you paste it, come into your home tab. Okay. You do Control C. Okay, come here to your paste. Okay, and select this option that says link picture. So you click on it, then Excel will duplicate it for you and create a picture out of this for you. Okay, like a picture that is linked to this particular entry here. So this is like a picture, but this is just a cell. Okay, what you have here is a cell, but this is a picture. Kind of different, but they are linked together. All right. So what you can do now is now format the picture, then you can pick any shadow you want to work with. Okay, so I pick this one because it's kind of like okay, so I pick this one here, and then you can just go ahead and hide this one away. Okay, just hide this one away from your work. Okay, then this is what you have now for the save entry. Now the next thing we'll do now is to run a simple macro. The simple macro will simply enable you the macro will enable you to to click on this picture, okay, to make it a button. Okay, so how can we do that? Let me show you guys how to go about that. All right, so it's quite straightforward. Just follow my steps, make sure you understand everything I'm doing. Okay, so guys, we simply add a simple macro. Okay, we record the simple macro to see how this works. Okay, so the macro is just like you don't want to keep repeating something. You just you want to have probably a steps, some set of steps that you can show to Excel. Okay, so that anytime you want to repeat that step again, you don't have to go by it again. The macro will do it for you. Okay, how do we do that? So you come into my view. Okay, you can see macro here, another view. Okay, macro. So once you click on this view macro, okay, you click on this macro. Okay, but before then, let me add a blank sheet here that I called it back end my own work. So yeah, I can leave it there. So now macro, now I'm going to record macro. You can give it any name you want to give it. I just call it demo macro. Okay, you can add a description. You can even add a shortcut key, but I'm not doing that now. Then I click on OK. Now once you click on OK, the macro will start recording everything you are doing on your screen. All right, so this is what I'll do first. You can see that I have entries here, so I'll copy all of these entries. Okay, Control C, copy that. Now once I copy all the entries I have here, I'll come here to the back end. I'll right click here, paste special. I won't just paste special. All right, select this paste special. Okay, then I'll paste the values, but I want it to be transposed. Okay, so that it will be like this, and then I'll copy it again from here. Control C, bring it to my data table. Come here to my home, then come to insert copied cells. All right, you can see what I have here, right? So this is what I want the macro to always do anytime I run it. Okay, then after pasting it here, I want to come back to the entry form and remove everything that I'm selected here. Delete it. All right, so that is what I want the macro to do. Okay, then I'll come to view and I'll stop recording the macro. Stop recording. So the macro has stopped. Okay, the macro has been saved now. All right, so let's see how you can apply it. So just come here, you come here to this button, right, this picture, and then you apply the macro to it. All right, assign that macro to it. Okay, so let me show you how you can do that. So you right click on the picture. All right, you see assign macro, then you select the macro you want to. All right, click on OK. Okay, once you click on OK, I'll say that it's normal. Once you hover over it now, it becomes a button. Okay, so let us see how. Then let's remove this because we've done what we want to do with that. And then you can also go ahead and reduce the spaces that you have in between this. Right, that was what I did on my own. It's not what you do, but if you want to, you can do it just to make the form kind of get closer, right, and a little bit neater. Okay, no, sorry, reset, should be this one. Okay, no, this is okay. All right, and then you can take this one away. All right, and then come to you can remove the grid lines. Okay, and then you can highlight this one and turn their font to white. Make the font white so that no, this is not what I want. Okay, then let's shift them away. So guys, the form is set now. It's ready, so let's check it out and see how it's working. So if you are still here, you are so amazing. Just consider hitting the like button. All right, and then also make sure that you subscribe for videos like this. All right, so I will keep posting this kind of videos on this channel, and then make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the future videos. All right, so let's test this out and see how it works. So let's see, Michael, just try under any number, male, right? So you can pick gender, male. So pick the product person has purchased, the exchange, you balance, then Nigeria. Okay, amount, let's say $1,000, right? And then you can see that this is not going, that you can save it, and then you can see that the form is empty again, so that you can put in another input. Now let's see, as you can see, the entry is here, so you can continue adding new entries. Okay, so you can see that, right? You can select the product purchased, say USDT, right? So country, let's say Canada, put in the amount, then you save entry. As you can see that, so everything is added here, right? So guys, I hope you learned something new from this video. If you did, drop a comment in the comment section. Okay, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll be dropping more videos on data analysis, Excel and Power BI like this. Okay, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, and then make sure you like the video so that more people can get to see this video. Okay, and if you like to learn how to use Excel, okay, from the scratch, okay, for beginners, all right, check the link in the description. All right, you will be directed to a page. All right, I have a video course that can guide you from the beginner level, right, to the advanced level of Excel. Okay, so guys, make sure you subscribe, and then take care, guys.